Welcome back to the Name 5 Players podcast. I'm your host, Allie Johnson, or as most of you know, that New York Ranger girl from TikTok and Instagram. Couple things before we begin. If you watched a few episodes ago, you knew that I had the Mondayest Monday that ever Mondayed, when the guys from the blind company came to measure my windows, and I woke up in a panic and tried making my bed, knocked over my cup, the lid broke, it was terrible. Well, my blinds got put up and I got a new New York Ranger cup. Also, a couple episodes ago, I said that I was going to shoulder check with the girls from Unhinged and Unplugged, and I did not wind up going, and I will tell you why. So, I am what they call a people pleaser. And when a people pleaser wants to please everybody, they say yes to plans that aren't in the cards for them. So, as many of you know, I went to a concert yesterday, or a festival. It wasn't really a festival. I've been to many a festival, and that was not a festival. It was just a concert with a bunch of bands. Anyway, I went to Summer of Loud yesterday, but Shoulder Check was also yesterday. So, I have had the tickets for Summer of Loud since the Ranger season ended. So that was like end of April, early May. So I've had those plans already. Then, like 2 weeks ago, when Alyssa and Tressa texted me asking to go to Shoulder Check, I don't know why. They told me the dates and everything, and I thought that the concert was on the 23rd. I had it in my mind, so I was like, oh my god, yes, absolutely. Like, thank you for thinking of me, whatever. Then I found out the concert was on the 24th. But the people pleaser in me was like, I'm going to make it work. It's fine. Like, I'll do both. I don't mind driving. We're gonna do this. We were not gonna do this. So they got my ticket for me, and apparently your ticket comes with a parking pass. If you don't have a parking pass, or if you don't have like your own ticket, then you don't get a parking pass, and like they have to shuttle you to the event, and it's like a whole mess. So like a day before yesterday, or 2 days before, they were texting me and they're like, Allie, we don't know if this is going to work because, like, look at the schedule. Like, you're never going to make it back in time for the concert. And my heart dropped because I had every intention of driving to Connecticut, getting there really early, just having, like, a few things signed by the players, meeting the players, not even watching the game, and then just driving back and going to the concert. A normal person wouldn't have that planned, but I had that planned. And in my head, it was going to work out so well until they dropped the bomb on me that you needed, like, a parking pass with your ticket or whatever, or, like, you needed to get shuttled. And in order to get shuttled, you needed to prove that, like, you had a ticket, and they had my ticket, and they weren't coming till later. So it just didn't work out. So Allie just went to the concert and didn't go to Shoulder Check. So yeah, it was really upsetting that I didn't get to go because it is for an amazing cause. However, what cushioned the blow a little bit is the fact that one of my main reasons, besides for it being an amazing cause, was because I wanted to get my Kreider jersey signed by him, and apparently he did not give the fans much of his time, so that cushioned it a little bit. I mean, it sucks that the fans that were there did not get much of his time, but yeah, it made me a little more like, okay, so not bad that I didn't go because I probably wouldn't have gotten it signed anyway. So now on to a little more exciting news. I had mentioned 2 episodes ago that I was planning on doing a giveaway. Obviously, I tell you guys at the end of every episode how much I love and appreciate all of your support. So I did pay for these with my own money. It's not sponsored or anything. It's just to show my appreciation for you guys. So yeah, so that giveaway is coming, and you guys are going to hear about it here first. And obviously, this cup is not just sitting here for no reason. Yes, it is my personal cup and there is water in it, and I am drinking from it. However, I did not just order one for myself. I ordered one to give to one of you. And not only will you be receiving this cup, not this one, this is mine, I just said that, but you will be receiving this one as well. It is a thin blue line flag. Am I saying that right? Thin blue line flag cup with the New York Rangers shield on it. So you will be receiving both of those cups. But yeah, so the rules on that giveaway will be posted on my Instagram. Obviously, I will keep you guys posted on all the rules and everything when it is finally announced. But that is my first piece of exciting news. And my second piece of really exciting news, I'm getting a little emotional because I don't really know how I got here really, but I'm sure if you guys follow me on everything, you know how obsessed I've become with the Rangers Ed podcast. This all started because they reached out to me and asked me to be on it. I want to say about like a month ago, they wanted me to be on it. And I am going to be so honest, I've heard of them because we followed each other, but it ended right there. I never watched any of their episodes. I didn't know who any of them were. So when they asked me to be on it, in the spirit of doing some research, I started watching their episodes. Because I was like, I'll think about it, like let me, watch some episodes and then we'll go from there. And from the first episode, I was drawn in. I became like obsessed with it. They've been doing this podcast since 2019. I did not binge all of those episodes, but I binged a good amount of them. And they are just an amazing group of guys. Each of them brings something great to the table. Like I would probably say that like producer PJ and cousin Ed are like more like stats based. Coach Ed is an actual coach for Stony Brook College hockey, and Little Ed helps him with that, but this whole thing was Little Ed's brainchild, and they just run a well-oiled machine there. I've literally told them that, like, you run like a well-oiled machine. Like, I'm literally sitting on the floor with my backdrop on my couch. Like, again, I don't know how we got here. But yeah, so I became like obsessed with it, and I have watched other Rangers podcasts. I've watched Locked On Rangers. I've watched the one from the New York Post with Molly Walker, Larry Brooks, and Brian Boyle, where they just like discuss the Rangers season. I've watched those. So, and I think it's just the fact that they're like, it's like like a family vibe to it that just like drew me in. But yeah, like I said, they're an amazing group of guys, and I was extremely intimidated, and at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I've been talking to PJ and Little Ed at length, and they put my mind at ease. They're like, you're going to do great, you're going to fit right in, like it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. The only other podcast I've ever done is Unhinged and Unplugged, and it was just three girls shooting the shit. I mean, there was a lot of Rangers content, but besides for that, there was like side conversation, joking around, like, so it was a little more like comfortable. But this one, like Rangers Ed, is literally men that are walking Rangers encyclopedias, and I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So yeah, I'm just hoping it goes well. This is coming out on Sunday. I am going to be on Wednesday's episode. So the date for that, it's escaping me, but let me look it up. So July 30th, that's the episode that I'm going to be on. And the cool thing about their podcast is that it's not pre-recorded. It is actually live, so there's actual like fan interaction like while the episode is going on, which again is slightly intimidating to me, but because anyone who's watching can say whatever they want. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very excited. I'm a huge Coach Ed fan, which it sounds weird to say because he's literally just like a normal guy, but I am such a fan of his. I feel like he is so relatable. He is not someone who is like so like stuck on stats. Like, he looks at a player's performance based on like what he sees and not like the numbers aspect of it, and I feel like that's very much how I am. I don't care what a number says. I care what I'm seeing on the ice, and I feel like I just relate most to him. But yeah, that's going to be, like I said, I don't know how I got here. I'm very excited. I'm very intimidated. I'm very, I don't know. I feel a lot of things, and I know that if and when they see this, they're going to be like, why are you so nervous? It's literally going to be fine. But yeah, I'm very excited. My number one feeling is excitement. That's all. Also, if you guys have not watched them, you're not a fan of mine then, because I promote the shit out of them. But if you guys have not watched them, they have had some pretty crazy guests. Like, they've had Jackie Redmond on there, and obviously if you're a hockey fan, you know who she is. Johnny Lazarus, if you're a Ranger fan, you know who he is. Siobhan Nolan, who is a reporter for the Philadelphia Flyers. They've had Rob Schremp, who was on their latest episode, former Islander. So yeah, they have guests like these, which I think is why, I don't know, it's just something in me that's like, I don't feel worthy of this. But honestly, I felt the same way about Unhinged and Unplugged, and I had the best time. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think, I don't know, I just feel, like I said, I feel like a lot of emotions. I feel honored, I feel excited, intimidated, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good episode. Especially, they've already told me what the topic is. I'm not gonna tell you guys that, that's a secret. But they've already told me what the topic is. I've already like made my mind up about some things. So yeah, I'm just very excited. Like I've said 9,000 times. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And now, my third piece of exciting news. It is not as exciting to me as being on the Rangers Ed podcast, but it is still very exciting. If you guys have been watching from episode 1, you know how much my mom has impacted my Rangers journey. I practically popped out of the womb wearing a Mike Richter jersey. But yeah, so I haven't even asked her this yet, which is crazy that I'm announcing it before I ask her. But if all goes well, this episode is coming out on Sunday. On Sunday, I am going to go to her house, and I am going to record an episode with her. So you guys will see the woman behind my obsession. I have told her in the past that I want her to come on, and she just recently had foot surgery, so she's basically like stuck in the house, like she can't drive or whatever, because it was like reconstructive surgery. But yeah, so she thought that I had this whole production going on with like all this equipment and everything, and she was like, well, I can't make it out to you until I'm like cleared by the doctor to drive and everything. I was like, Mom, I will come to you. Like, I'll come to you and do it. And she's like, well, you or Caitlin, my sister, are gonna have to like do my makeup and my hair. And we're like, okay, like that's fine, we can do that. But yeah, she thought I was running some like Fortune 500 podcasts. But yeah, so if all goes well, she will be on episode 7. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm gonna say this, not just because she's my mom, but because I've seen her in action. Like, she is like a big Facebook user. She is a part of every Ranger Facebook group you have ever seen on Facebook, and she is not afraid to express her opinions, even if they age like milk. Like, she is not afraid to express her opinions. So it's gonna be a fun one. But I think that this is a good place to end it. I just wanted to make those few announcements. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, segment suggestions, I say this all the time, please reach out to me, that NY Ranger Girl, on TikTok and Instagram, or the email name5players with a Z pod@gmail.com, and I will get to them. And as always, I love and appreciate you guys so much for all of your support, and I will see you on the next one, hopefully with my mom.